Well, hell, Rell, did you and French Montana get cool at one point?
You mean back cool?
Yeah, back cool.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I seen them at Versus. Shout out to French Montana. You know what I mean? Seen them at Versus.
French.
We showed mad love, you know what I mean? Me and French had a back and forth, but at the end of the day, it was just online nonsense. It wasn't no violence, nothing crazy. Like French, my brother, and I'm proud of him. Happy to see where he at today.
Yo, because I was with French during those early days.
I remember.
Listen, I saw French.
Vlad, I came up to, French brought me up to, what's that label that you used to be at? That you was working, you had a good position up there. SRC. French brought me to SRC, and you was up there one day. You don't remember that?
Right. Yeah.
So me and French had a real...
I actually don't remember that, but I definitely was at SRC.
Yeah, French brought me up there. You was up there.
Time.
It was a lot going on around that time, but French, I remember French vividly bringing me up there. You was up there, and yeah, you was definitely fucking with him around that time. I didn't know y'all was working with each other.
No, listen. Me and French, because he had Cocaine City DVD, I had Hot in Here DVD. We used to be up at French, like at Def Jam, waiting to interview whatever artist they're pushing. Like we both had video cameras in our hands. And then he started rapping, and it's like, all right, you know, because you're always like, okay, this is the DVD guy rapping. That doesn't always work out, but you know, let's just see what happens.
Right.
And to see him go from that, and I used to do a bunch of the early interviews, 2008, 2009. I'm gonna say out of everyone I've ever met in hip hop, everyone, I have never seen anyone network to the level of a French Montana.
Nah, definitely.
Nah, his network game is impeccable. Impeccable.
He went from hustling on the block to selling DVDs to rapping to getting everyone on his debut album, right?
Yep.
He had Lil Wayne, he had everybody. Like, I think, you know, then he had Drake.
Yeah.
He had songs with Jay-Z.
Right.
And then to the biggest record, one of the biggest records ever with Unforgettable. So now he's engaged to the Princess of Dubai. I'm watching this going like,
he's ill.
This is just some other, like seeing it in real time, and me and him still, you know, he did an interview with me about a year ago. We're still in contact. I hit him, he'll hit me right back. And I'm just like, God damn, like I wouldn't even think to do some of the shit that he's done.
Nah, I think his networking skills is a talent in itself, man. That right there is like,
yeah, his grind was crazy.
You know what I mean? And his grind is early grind, but like you said, Vlad, to able to get all those type of people to be on those type of projects is mind-blowing. A lot of niggas can't do that.
At all. At all.
Facts.
Well, okay, you mentioned the verses.
Yep.
Dipset versus D-Block.
Right.
You guys were not part of this.
Oh no, we actually was part of Versus, but not in a rap aspect.
Yeah, in the rap aspect, but not in the Versus actual, because we, basically, I was talking to Jim, we was talking to Jim, and they was trying to get us on the Versus or whatever, but it didn't work out. And they had us walk out the Fighter before the Versus for Triller, because you know it was a Triller event.
Yeah, we did a deal with Triller, like we had a separate
we
deal
got
with
we
Triller
got a bag
to
for
walk the
it.
fight out.
We sat
Separate
ringside,
bag.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, that's cool, but was it kind of disappointing not being on that stage?
I mean,
of course.
I mean, when I watch it sometimes, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes. But you know, I move with the stars, Vlad. You know, if it wasn't meant for me to be there, it wasn't meant for me to be there.
I mean, look, most people say the D-Block won that. Would you agree? Just to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, they won.
They had to win a hand that night.
They won.
They had to win a hand that night.
You gotta keep it real with yourself at that point. They won that night.
Shout out to Kiss, Styles, Luge, Technician. They had a hell of a night that night. Can't front.
Duke, what do you think, you know, because everyone had hit records.
Yeah.
In fact, I mean, you might be able to say that you know, there's a good argument for Dipset having bigger records than D-Block.
Yeah,
overall.
we did. I think we just came in too relaxed and too overzealous and overconfident, because, you know what I mean, that's what I think just happened. Like the Lox, they really like each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they really, like, they got like some...
The camaraderie go a long way, Vlad.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
And they always doing a bunch of shows and tours together. So they was extra oiled up, ready, you know what I'm saying? Super pause. For the battle, pause, you know what I mean? And I think that we all scattered and we didn't like rehearse enough, you know what I mean? And
You know, I think they really won. They had a dope DJ. Their DJ was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? That's like the motor, like of the group, of any rap group, you got a dope DJ, you know what I'm saying, in hip hop, so I think.
Cam did a lot of records that, you know what I mean? He didn't do a lot of records that he could have.
You know, so I think that was their big advantage, you know what I mean? And, you know, they just had the records to play the right records, you know what I mean?
It definitely showed me track listing is important. Track listing is important. I mean, you can have some smokers, but if you're not lined up correctly, it could, you know, if you're trying to battle, it could definitely affect it.
Do you think that things would have been a little different if you guys were on stage?
I mean, the fans say that.
Jadakiss, I seen Kiss the next day after the verses, and he definitely was like, yo, come on, Daddy, you supposed to be there. But nah, that was epic for hip hop. It doesn't matter who won. To me, you know, who won or not, it just was dope to see.
Well, we had the Cash Money versus No Limit.
That was dope.
Who do you think won that?
I gotta give it, I mean, I love Cash Money, you know what I mean? I grew up on both labels and shit, but I gotta give it to No Limit. I think No Limit came in fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but once again, Cash Money was missing its biggest artist.
Yeah. Three of the biggest artists, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, you could put Drake and Nicki in that conversation too, but that's more Young Money, Cash Money. I mean, that could be interchangeable. But if Lil Wayne was there,
different ball game.
Doing all his biggest records,
humongous. Humongous.
Well, it would have been a landslide to me.
Landslide?
I think so. Wayne.
I can't say landslide, man. P and them put on, man. They put Snoop.
Master P, with Snoop.
Yeah, but we're talking about somebody that went platinum in a week. Like, this is a whole different type of beast.
Well, the reason I mention it is because JR, your first single had Lil Wayne on it.
Yes, sir. Shouts to Weezy.
And this was, look, now everyone knows, you know, Lil Wayne is a big superstar, but there was a time where Lil Wayne was kind of finding his footing. And I think that's where you guys came in.
Yeah, the Dipset wave. You know what I mean? I caught him right before he went on that 100 freestyle, when he was just freestyling over every beat. And when he sent me the verse and I heard it, I'm like, damn, he switched his flow. Cause I honestly, like, he wasn't the rapper he turned into to me. He had I think he had the Fireman record, he had a few records. And at the time I had Cam's Nextel, and so I had all the contacts. So I hit Lil Wayne up, he sent me that verse, I was just like, oh nah, he stepped this shit all the way up. He's in his bag. And then after that, he took off.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look, I'm still mad that Wayne and Jewels never put out that project.
Can't feel my face would have been crazy.
Yeah, because I remember, you know, Duke, you remember this when I was at the studio with Jewels, he was playing me some of those records, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, they worked hard putting that together for a long time, and I think it got, what did they do? I think, what was it, Bezel had did something?
Yeah, he had left it in the cab and it got leaked, or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But I guess the timing wasn't correct. Everything was there, except the timing, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it never really came out to its maximum potential, you know what I mean?